with you.
You can start with me. Okay, so of course, Craig, it didn't end the way you would have possibly wanted to, but what are some of the positives that you collected from the game today? That's the first question.
I think, obviously we wanted to come out and be positive. And I thought we did show a fair amount of intent with the short innings that we did have this morning. We knew that ideally the rain would come into play, so at the back of our minds we did know that we obviously needed to have the wickets in hand just in case rain did come and play a part. You always know how Duckworth-Lewis works, if you have lost quite a few wickets, so that was just one of the things that I thought we did well. Had we come back onto the field, we were in a decent position where we only lost the one wicket.
Okay, and now the second question would be, we didn't get much of Gareth Allen whenever we needed to. What was the situation with him? Because he just walked into the team, we didn't get a lot from that. And also we kind of asked him to come for, ask a couple of questions, but he wasn't available for that as well. So what possibly could be the reason behind this?
Yeah, look, I think it's obviously not really my place to comment on those sort of things. As his involvement with the team, we've seen him play a high quality level of cricket, having played for England. So I think coming from that, he didn't have to necessarily do the same process as maybe what other people would do.
Yes, Lenny?
We just found out he was injured today. Is there any indication of what it is, and will it be available for the tests? Should he be picked?
But I think this morning he was struggling a little bit from a hamstring niggle, and I think with the amount of injuries that we do have already, we just felt that it was a more precaution, I think, to have him rest and have him ready for the test matches that play today, and obviously risk further injuring himself.
Yeah, and so it's like 1.5 years you guys have played test cricket. And then you've been on a good run for the past 7, 8, 9 months. How are you hoping to transform that form into test cricket next week?
Well, it's obviously a completely different format, and we do have quite a few guys that have picked up injuries and niggles and that. So I think one of the main things is obviously going to be to try and manage the squad. On top of that, I think to try and take the momentum, we're obviously going down to Bulawayo, so I think the wickets down there will be a little bit slower, which should help us, especially with the West Indian seam attack, and I think also turn a little bit. So I think with our domestic Logan Cup on at the moment, I think everybody's gotten a fair amount of practice in the Red Bull department.
Yes, please.
Obviously, there were quite a few changes in the series, most notably Chamu coming in, especially for the ODIs. What did you make of his return to international cricket, and could that be a solution for the top order problems that we've faced? And then maybe if we could just explain Marumani going up to, was it 6 or 7 today, what the thinking behind that was?
Well, I think we know that Chamu's obviously got the experience, and he also did really well in the white ball domestic stuff, so it did warrant his opportunity, and I thought he batted really well. He looked pretty comfortable, and with Marumani going down the order, I think we just felt that with him being the keeper, it can be quite tough to keep the 50 overs and then walk out and open the bat as well. So on top of that, Eno's done a really good job up top. Chamu, we know who's opened before, so we just felt like changing things up a little bit today.
Yes, Larry?
Looking at the setup for the rest of the year, it doesn't look as if there are a lot of ODI matches in an ODI year as opposed to other formats. Do you think that's going to affect your preparation, or does it not matter that much?
No, I think we've got Netherlands here in March for three one-day games, and there is talk of maybe having Pakistan here probably around April, May, leading up to the qualifiers. So I do think there's a fair bit of cricket. We'll obviously have to squeeze in our local T20 competition, and you also just don't want you don't want to have too much cricket and just run the risk of guys picking up niggles and injuries leading up to such a big tournament in June, July.
You speak of the slower wicket at Queen's. And if you've taken a look at the West Indies squad that has been announced, the guys there like Shonan Gabriel and Jackie Marrow. Remember the last time we played them in Test cricket in the West Indies, they were almost unplayable. And how then do you hope that this track in Blair can help you to contain such kind of world-class bowlers, like particularly that pair?
Look, I think it's just a case of making it slightly easier to play them, especially on a slower wicket as opposed to a much quicker wicket that you might get in South Africa. But again, it's being able to combat Shannon Gabriel, Kemar Roach, but then also the spin department. So it's not just focusing on those two guys. I haven't had a chance to see the squad. I mean, I don't know if Ozari Joseph was also in there.
Yes, he's
he's another person that bowls in excess of 140.
Three-pronged, four-pronged pace attack.
Yeah.
How do you then counter that as a squad? I'm sure you're going to have a speed-loading squad for those two matches.
Look, I think it's a lot of it is the preparation that you do leading up to that test match. You got to try and simulate something as close to what you're going to face in the test match.
The last one,
The last time you were in Bulawayo was for the qualifier. Very exciting memories about that. What is the mood in the camp as you go again to play in front of the Bulawayo crowd?
I think everybody's quite excited. We do play a lot of cricket up here in Harare, so a little change in scenery I think will do us good. And we know that the Bulawayo crowd is always, they always come out and support us. Obviously not as big as we've had here in Harare, but again it's such a nice atmosphere to play in Bulawayo as well. So I think everybody's looking forward to it.
thanks so much.